I'm dying to know, Steve was telling us off the air that he almost killed someone.
It took all I could do to save it for the air. We kind of got a rule where when we come in, it's like, save it for the show, save it for the air. You know, wait till we get on the air to tell stuff. And I could hardly wait.
What in the world happened that you would go around trying to kill people?
First of all, DC, you've known me a long time.
I have.
And you know that I'm many things, but I am not a liar.
Well, no, you're not.
I'm not a liar.
Nor a killer in most cases.
In most cases,
At least that I know of. I mean, if you got something buried out back, I don't know about it.
I'm still in the process of convincing Jill and Julie, though, that I'm not, and I'm not.
Oh, really?
Yes.
The killer or the liar?
Either.
Both.
And they looked at me when I said, you won't believe what happened, and Jill looks at me like, oh, here we go again.
Now,
remember the last time he said that? We all ran out of the room in disgust.
All right, what in the world has gone on?
14 memos were issued by the manager.
Yes.
So it's not that. It's not disgusting. It's frightening. I pull out of my driveway without a moment to spare, like you, if you're listening right now and have to be at work really early. And you know how you're kind of on automatic pilot right at first because you do that every single day and without even thinking about it, you just kind of do it. You could almost do it in your sleep.
Yeah, you just kind of, you're almost asleep as you do it.
You don't really consciously think, okay, back out, put it in
Right.
forward and go. Well, I backed out, I put it in forward, and I went, and I go down the street I live on. And every word of this is true.
Uh-huh.
Suddenly, out in front of the car, the headlights hit her, is a woman who is stumbling into the street, who falls and catches herself on her hand to keep from just smashing her face into the pavement.
What?
And now this is the part you don't think I'm making up, and I promise I'm not. She starts to stand up, you guys, and she's wearing a tank top.
Yeah?
But it's pulled down, and her chest is completely exposed over the.
Wow.
This is where I start to lose you.
Over the what? It's exposed over the
Tank top, like she's like pulled down.
Okay.
So you see her.
I do, but now she's an older lady.
But folks, I mean, we're talking about, 3:45 in the morning or whatever. This is not common that in most cases.
By the time I see her in front of the car and I, brain tells foot to hit the brakes and stop.
Right, because, you're not paying attention. Yeah, I know what
Here
that's
comes
like.
another woman out of the house who grabs her, like to catch her, like to help her, and you can tell has her arm around her, like trying to help her back into the house. Now, it appeared the woman was a lot intoxicated.
Had been drinking pretty heavily, yeah.
Either that or she's deranged in some way.
Uh-huh.
But there was something going on.
Okay.
Something going on. But I swear she stumbled. You imagine you're on automatic pilot, you're going down your street, you just back out of it, and she falls right out in front of the car. Somebody catches her, and then when she comes up, you see in the headlights her tank top is down and her top is exposed.
Oh, yeah, and in that split-second decision, like I saw a whole movie about this.
Just glad I was paying a little bit of attention. I could have run over the lady. Seriously.
I saw a whole movie about this.
You did?
Because a guy was, it was a movie, it was Matthew McConaughey. He was in
I
it.
didn't make it up.
Matthew McConaughey was, no, it's different, but I'm just saying things can happen so quickly in a
Change
person's
your
life that could change it forever.
Yes.
And in this movie, Matthew McConaughey is a lawyer. He's up and coming. He's doing he just won a case. So he goes out to celebrate winning the case with the big partners in the firm, and they go have some beers and they're celebrating. And he goes out and gets in his car and he's pulling out of the alley doing the same thing. He's not really paying attention. He's thinking about winning the case.
Just very routine.
And he hits a homeless guy.
Oh.
And he panics and he's like, oh my, and I've had a few drinks. What? I'm going down for this. And he just takes off. He just hit and run. He leaves and it ruins his entire life. The guilt from it. He always thinks the cops are after him and it just changes everything.
I was shook up the rest of the drive in thinking, what if I'd hit the
What if you had hit her?
What if the friend had not been there to try to catch her as she was falling and pull her back towards the house?
That's what I'm saying.
What would I have done?
How quickly everything would have changed for you. That just in the blink of an eye.
Would I have stopped? Would I have kept going?
Or would you have panicked?
Well, how old was the friend? I mean, could you tell?
They both looked like middle-aged to older women. Not young women and not old women, but, middle-aged women.
But stumbling out in the street.
The woman stumbling looked a little bit older maybe, but not old enough to think, well, that's an old crazy lady. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it appeared that she had been drinking. That's just, if somebody said, why do you think, it looked like, how a drunk staggers and stumbles?
Kind of,
She was stumbling.
Like, was she going towards a car, or was
My car. She was going, like, out her front door right into the street just as I passed her house.
Maybe
So
she was
falls.
sleepwalking, though.
You know what? She could have been. But why was her top pulled down like that?
Well, if she fell,
Well, maybe she was stumbling out of bed,
and then the top went down when she fell over.
Could
But
have been.
regardless, what if you'd have hit her?
Yeah.
Not paying attention.
What if I had hit her even if she was sleepwalking?
They would still say, what's it called when you kill somebody and you don't mean to?
Involuntary
There you go.
Manslaughter.
But
manslaughter.
people still get in a whole heap of trouble for it.
Sure do.
Wow.
I don't want that on
That
your
would
record.
wake you up. I would have turned. Steve, I'm surprised you didn't turn around and go home and say, I can't come in because I almost killed somebody.
I thought about it. I thought about calling saying, you know what? I'm a bundle of nerves. I won't be in today.
Yeah,
Wow.
that'd shake me up.
But
Yeah.
instead, I couldn't wait to get here to tell you guys about it.
Yeah. Whoa.
Why does all this stuff happen to you?
I live in a funky neighborhood, don't I?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure it's real.
Maybe the drunk lady stumbling in the street was some kind of message to you.
I'm like, was it Jim? Who was in the Truman Show? That movie
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
where the whole thing is your neighborhood. Everything is televised, but you don't know it. You have no idea you're part of some sort of program.
And then we're all actors in it.
Y'all are all in the know.
Well,
I don't
Could
trust
be.
any one of you.
Could be.
I do
Okay.
think it's an interesting little thing. There's a movie that I'll recommend to you that deals with this topic
I
of
don't
how
think I better watch it for a few days.
well, different from the one I was talking about a second ago. This is just about how the littlest thing, like this movie starts out. The first scene is the guy talking, and he says, "Isn't it amazing how just the way a ball can bounce the wrong way a half inch, like in a tennis match." When the ball hits the net,
Right.
and it bounces on one side and somebody wins the championship.
Changes everything.
It bounces on your side and you lose
Wait
the
a
whole
minute.
championship.
Was this that movie with Gwyneth Paltrow?
No.
Where you know the one I'm talking
I
about?
do, and it's similar in the theme of it being the least little thing
Can change your life.
Can change your life, because the whole movie, it's a murder mystery, and it has to do with the fact that had the wedding ring when he threw the wedding ring, had it made it over the deal, he would have been caught. He would have gone to prison for the rest of his life.
I think I saw that. Is he
Whoa.
trying to throw the wedding ring into the water?
Yes.
To hide it?
But because it hit the wall and bounced back,
cops
he was
find
set
it.
free.
What about that Gwyneth Paltrow movie, Sliding Doors?
That's
You know
the
that?
same
That's
kind
the
of
one I
theme.
was trying to
Yes.
think of, because she, for whatever reason, leaves work early or something, and she goes and she's waiting for the elevator, and because of the timing, if I remember correctly, on the
Yeah.
elevator opening, and then when she catches the train and all of that, and 5 minutes later it would have been different. She catches her guy cheating.
Yes.
And if she had been 5 minutes one way or the other, she wouldn't
She
have.
wouldn't have caught. It wouldn't have changed everything. Yeah.
Yee.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing. The movie I'm talking about is called Match Point.
Oh, I just got that. I haven't seen it yet.
Really good
That's,
movie.
with Nicolas Cage?
No. It's with people that I don't really know. Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, she's a big
I'm
actress.
confused. I'm thinking of Matchstick Men with Nicolas Cage.
What?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking of.
Is that what it's
Is that even a
called?
movie?
Yeah.
And then Sliding Doors with Gwyneth Paltrow is the other one that's really good.
Two movies that deal with the topic we're talking about.
Y'all check those out. Those movies will creep you out and give you something to think about.
They're good DVD renters.
Now I'm tempted on the way home today to stop and knock on the door of that house and just ask,
I
hey,
know.
I was by here at 3:30 this morning. Is everything
okay?
Would
Yeah.
that be appropriate?
Yeah,
Or would
that's
that
a
be
fair-
would that be nosy?
I think it's a
I
fair
don't know.
question. I mean, that's a fair question.
Because I'm not really doing it so much out of concern. I'm doing it because I'm nosy. I want to know what was going on.
I
I'd
want
do
to
it.
know, too.
Anna, what would you do?
Well, I would stop and ask, of course, but what happens if it was planned? I mean, what happens if this person knows you're the only one that drives down that street at 4 a.m. in the morning
Well, they
because you
tried
have
to-
such a long way to go?
They're trying to set me up.
And that's how the movies are. We're talking about movies.
They were trying to set me up.
What if they're trying to set you up?
I would definitely knock on the door though on the way home and find out what was up
I
with
did
that.
not need to be any more
That
paranoid.
Dodge Dart you drive, they want it,
They
buddy.
want it.
They want it. They're after
There's a
it.
lot of weird things go on in Steve's neighborhood. I mean, I remember a few years ago he called because the Virgin Mary was standing at his door in the same
Nice.
neighborhood
Yeah.
for a few days in a row.
You know what? I found out that wasn't Mary.
Who was
Didn't
that?
you-
That was Linda.
Oh,
Didn't you find an umbrella in your yard that wasn't yours,
I
and then
don't
all of a sudden they came back and said it was theirs,
I don't wanna-
and this, that, and the
I
other?
don't want to talk about it. I've still got it.
Oh, okay.
Nice one.
so you got an odd hood, you know.
I
We
do.
don't like your.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's a very nice neighborhood.